Start with the basics. This is a video. All right. God. All right. Now we'll try again.
All right, everyone, welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. We do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you of a church attack that happened out in Wayne, Michigan earlier today. We are getting some new aerials.
All right. Come over struggle streaming today. I'm struggle streaming, y'all. Have mercy on me tonight. Can y'all real quick, green hearts in chat? Oh, you can hear. Okay. Praise his name. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. So let's back that up. Let's start over again.
That happened.
Thank y'all so much.
All right, everyone, welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. We do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you of a church attack that happened out in Wayne, Michigan earlier today. We are getting some new aerials. This is live aerials courtesy of Fox 2 Detroit that is up in the air right now. So this happening in Wayne, Michigan, where an active shooter situation. The suspect drove a truck into Cross Point Community Church out in Wayne, Michigan, starting to open fire. We don't know if he was able to ring off some shots, but we are learning that the suspect was shot and killed by a security guard that was at the church as well there. So this could have been a situation that could have turned out very, very badly, but by the quick actions of the security guard, able to neutralize the suspect before that individual got into the church. Truly remarkable right now. We are also learning from the FBI. Look at what Dan Bongino said. Our leadership and support teams are on the ground at the scene in Wayne, Michigan, providing assistance and support. So they are right now going to be on the scene, just seeing if there is any connection to maybe any radical ideology that could be presented from what is going on in the Middle East. So that investigation will take some time there. But again, we do want to show you this breaking news scene out in Wayne, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. And you're taking a live look here of the investigation that is continuing. There were several people hurt. We don't know the condition of those people, but again, the shooter was neutralized by the security guard that was on the scene there. It was quick action as this service was just about to get going. There is on social media already some live stream footage of when parishioners were being escorted and running for their lives as the suspected active shooter was killed at the church by an armed security guard. Again, this happening at Cross Point Community Church out in Wayne, Michigan there. So we will be tracking this here for you on Live Now from Fox. The FBI is on it. Dan Bongino says our leadership and support teams are on the ground as well. And they are tracking this story right now as it will be continued to update. If we get any news conferences from on the ground, we will bring that to you on Live Now from Fox as well. So let's take our final break here of the hour. We will be getting back to some more anti-war protests that are happening out in Boston. We'll be back with more on Live Now.
All right. So, man, this is boy, today has turned into a very interesting day. Did not have this on my schedule, did not have this on my bingo board. But nonetheless, we are here. Nonetheless, we are here. So there was an attack in a church in Damascus. There was an attack in a church here. Well, a possible attack. It doesn't look like anybody was actually injured, as far as I can understand. So, man, this is craziness. Okay, I'm looking just to give you all just another quick snippet of what actually happened, or what happened over there. This church was huge. My goodness. This thing is gigantic. All right. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much. And we'll be done with this. I'm not going to hang out long. I saw this and I thought it would be something interesting. Oh, this is not a church. I'm sorry. Let me pull this in. Y'all can see it too. That's not a church. That's something else. All right. So the helicopter It's supposed to be giving us a view. That looks like an Amazon location. There is no audio on this, by the way. That's the church right there. Okay. Man, this is craziness, man. We're in some crazy days. Oh, that's a nice building. Got the little enclosed playground. I see you over there. That's a very nice building. But thankfully, nobody was hurt. And shout out to that security guard for taking care of that ahead of time. If you're just jumping in, we're looking at a church outside of Wayne, Michigan, in Wayne, Michigan, outside of Detroit, that had a potential active shooter event that was stopped by. Oh, that's his truck right there. Wait. Show me the truck. Come on, cameraman. You got one job. Hold on. Okay, so that's his truck. Oh, wow. They put heads to bed right at the gate. So he didn't even get into, he drove up into their grass, which by the way was a very nice, well manicured lawn. Oh, he had ill intentions like that. Oh, wow. Based upon what they said, it sounds like he tried to ram the door and was stopped. That's what I'm understanding. I could be wrong, but that's how I understood it. Um, Disappointed father. That's how I'm understanding it. He was attempting to ram. He got out. I'm assuming to run in, and then that's where the wheels on the bus literally came off. All right, I'm trying to see if there's another one. I don't see another one explaining anything else. Let's go to ground news though. Let's go to ground news. All right, so this is make sure it's today. Yeah, this is today's. Okay, so US Today, USA Today, they're going to tell us something. So let's go and jump over there. They want me to disable the ad blocker. We're going to disable the ad blocker real quick. All right. Now they want me to buy the newspaper. Not going to be able to do that, my friend. Okay, so let's look at this article very quickly. I know I just told y'all we were going to be done, but let me just look at it real quick and add a little bit of context and hopefully give you something to check out as well. Let's go. Let's go. Suspect deleted following a Michigan church shooting, says the police. One person was neutralized. I like the way they said neutralized. I'm going to use that one. Was neutralized, and one was injured in a shooting at a church in Wayne, Michigan on June 22nd, according to local police. The city of Wayne Police Department said on a Facebook post that a the shooting took place at Cross Point Community Church, and that responding officers determined that a security guard for the church neutralized and I just love it, neutralize the suspect. Shout out to the security team. Shout out to the security team. If your church has a security team, just send them a little shout out tonight. Just pray for them because they took care of business. This gentleman took care of business. Imagine what would have happened if he did not have a security team. Imagine that. That's shout out. Let's get done. The police department described the suspect as a 31-year-old white male in an email to USA Today. Detroit ABC affiliate WXYZ reported that the suspect was on his way to the church when another person tried to stop him with their truck. Oh, okay. When he opened fire on the truck, the security guard intervened. Okay. So he was doing wrong and somebody tried to run him over with their truck. Boy, that's some doggone Georgia stuff right there. Okay. They said, look, we thought you was trying to do some mostly peaceful protest. We're about to put your head to bed. We're going to neutralize you. The guard intervened according to the station. The police department said that there will be a press conference of the shooting at 6 p.m. Oh my goodness. Wait, they 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Oh, that means I got to stay on there, got to filibuster for an hour? I think I could do it. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino said on X that the Bureau has sent leadership and support teams to Wayne. This is a developing story that has been updated. All right. Wow. Okay. Now we got a little bit more context. Thank you so much for asking that because now we know. Shout out to Willie Doc. Thank you so much for the $2 super sticker, man. Grace and peace, brother. Prayerfully, you had a wonderful Sunday. Y'all, it's an evil world we living in. It's an evil world. It's an evil world that we live in. But our faith and our hope is not in a less evil world. Our faith and hope is in Christ. And that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, it's all Christ, man. It's all of him. So, all right. I'm just looking to see. We already heard from let's look at the Independent. The Independent tends to be a pretty straight shooting news outlet. They got a word from the pastor. All right. Oh, this is a little bit better. Shout out. Okay. Let me bring this in for y'all. Shout out to the word y'all. All right. Thank you again, Willie Doc. Very kind, brother. Appreciate you, man. All the time supporting the channel. All right, let's go. Okay, so what do they say over here at the Independent? They say a Michigan church shooting, minister ran over the gunman before security guard neutralized him. Pastor says service was concluded when incident occurred, sending churchgoers fleeing. Y'all, I'm sorry. You don't get a lot of empathy and sympathy from me if you attack a church. I'm sorry. Same thing. I mean, that's just nasty work, and you deserve to get mocked. And I'm probably going to say some bad things about you. A gunman was neutralized by the church security guard in suburban Detroit on Sunday morning after the deacon ran the shooter down with a truck. Come on, deacons, let's go. I'm about to send this to all of my deacons right now. Let's go. We always sending messages back and forth like who's going to help with offering or this, that, and the other. Now we got this. We out here running folk over. Let's go for the deacons. Shout out. Run over the deacon. Man, come on. All right. The city of Wayne, Michigan Police Department responded to a report of an active shooter at Cross Point Community Church shortly after 11 a.m. Upon arrival, the officers found that the security guard had neutralized the suspect, described as a 31-year-old man. by police. At least one other person, another security guard, was shot in the leg. Several shots were fired into the church. Senior pastor Bobby Kelly Jr. told the Detroit News that a deacon ran the shooter over with his F-150 truck, giving the security guard time to neutralize the armed attacker outside the church. Shout out. This gives whole new meaning to the term transportation ministry. I mean, the amount of jokes that I'm thinking of right now are pretty insane. I mean, because we, as deacons at my church, we walk the parking lot and we, look for problems and whatnot, and we report back inside. Hey, I see this or this, that, and the other. Last week, we found that a door to our education wing had completely shattered. I think it might have been because of lightning. I know that sounds crazy, but we couldn't find any evidence that anybody was in the building or that there was like a rock or anything like that. And we concluded that it might have just been a fluke, but it may very well. But long story short, we're out there in that parking lot doing it, right? So and a lot of my deacons have F-150s. This is the amount of comedy that's going to come in this group text about this is going to be insane. Armed attacker outside the church. He hit him with the F-150. That's a whole Ford commercial right there. He was run over by one of our members who saw this happening when he was coming into church. He said, "I saw you misbehaving, and I had to go send you to your eternal judgment." This rascal said, "I saw you misbehaving, and I sent you to eternal judgment." Goodness gracious. Happened when he was coming to church. Well, shout out to people that come to church late. Most of our deacons are on time, but shout out to everybody that come to church late. There's a reason for it now. Video from the church's live stream on YouTube shows a moment the crowd reacts to the suspect active shooter. After the service was concluded, the congregants clapped, shouted, and could be heard off screen. The Wayne Department responded to the active shooter at the Cross Point Church in Wayne this morning. Upon arrival, officers determined that the security guard, shout out to the security guard, for the church had neutralized the suspect. One victim was shot in the leg. Please avoid the area. Officers are still actively investigating. People in the church then began to duck down behind chairs while others ran from the room. The church officials instructed people to come to the back of the room. Everybody in the back, please. Everybody come to the back. Come to the back. The person yells before what appears to be a shot is heard. The sound is then cut. The people continue to exit. It looks like they're doing something for children too. Man, you a whole bunch of man. Yeah, well, you getting your eternal judgment, Mr. Shooter Man. You getting your eternal judgment. So I do hope that it was worth it because you getting your eternal judgment. Pastor Kelly said roughly 150 people were in the special vacation. Oh, that's it. I thought so. I was like, it looked like it's for kids. Special vacation Bible school service. Let's go. VBS in the building when the shooting occurred, meaning the more children than usual were in attendance. He said that the shooter's identity is unknown at this time, probably because he got ran over. But the attacker does not appear to be a member of the congregation. He's a member of hell at the moment. Sorry about that. I'm just telling the truth. The church has had security on site for about a decade in response to violence committed by at other places of worship around the U.S., although there have never been any direct threats made. We are sitting ducks to someone who wants to come and do harm, Kelly said. No, y'all look, as long as Deacon John be coming to church late with his F-150 and you got a Quick Draw McGraw as your security, y'all good. He hit him with the truck, y'all. Do you know how bad I would want to watch that video? I would want to watch that video. I saw a video on X happened inside the church and really don't see anything other than people being directed to the back. Yeah, I don't want to pull it up. I don't know what happens, but I'll check it out. Maybe I'll pull it up later. There's a video. I think you just said that. Oh, you can hear the gunshots. Yeah, I don't want. Look, YouTube. Look, YouTube might already pull my video down. All I know. He just found out Muhammad was a liar. I'm trying to tell you, he's mad. So anyway, man, shout out to the deacon with the F-150 running people over. That's crazy work. I'm literally going to screenshot this. I don't think we have anybody with a white F-150, but we do have several green and dark colors. So I'm going to send this to my diaconate so they can feel like, look, you guys have value, man. I'm going to add a joke. All right. All right. I just sent that. I'm adding this and sending this to my deacons. Yeah, I am. You're right. I'm being lighthearted about this because that gentleman came to the church to do harm, and he was sent to his He was sent to his eternal judgment. So therefore, we got to give him. We got to say that. We got to say it out loud. What's going on, my good people? All right, if you just jumping in, there was a possible. It was thwarted though. It was a possible attack on a church in Michigan, but because of Deacon John got to church late and Quick Draw McGraw, they were successful in neutralizing the would-be attacker. Was neutralized. You can't beat that at all. Shout out to them. All right, let's see real quick. Okay, so I'm looking real quick. I don't see anything else on that, but let me just double check. If and it's supposed to be a press conference at 6. All right, let's go. I might be able to pull it off if we got. All right, sorry, I'm just checking the. Okay, this video is not bad. I think it's YouTube friendly. Let me bring it in real quick. All right, so here is what was happening at the church when the person came to get himself deleted.
You'll stay and move around the foyer.
Green hearts in the chat when you can hear, please.
And let the kids tell you about the great treats we had this week, and have some too. Thank you. Oh. Get out. Come on, everybody to the back. Please, everybody come to the back. Come to the back, Don. They gotta come. They gotta come. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Out, I don't think is a good idea.
Okay.
Come on here.
Okay. Just got a message from my head of security. This is a prime example of why it sounds bad, and it might sound a little robotic, but your church needs to have a very clear evacuation plan. We have an evacuation plan for 9 different events, and the such of that nature. If this happens, we exit this way. If this happens, we shelter in place. If this goes on, we do this, and so on and so forth. And I'm not saying that it would have fixed this, but if this had been a much more coordinated attack, there have been a lot of people that have been hurt because they didn't know where to go. And it doesn't appear in my quick assessment, just looking at it, that it's clear what to do and give what orders to give. Example being, if I am the deacon of the month and I'm responsible for this, and I recognize that this is an active event, that I'm giving those active event instructions. Everybody just come to the back. Everybody just come to the back. I feel like it's not very clear and giving people good directions because I don't think they fully know what's going on. But that's just my little quick observation. And we do this all the time. We have several, we don't have a formal like fire drill type of thing at our church, but there are key people in the church that know exactly if there were an active shooter at our church, what to do and to give those directions. So they would give the directions, the right directions, not just everybody, scramble and run around like your hair's on fire. But no, they give very clear directions if this was a tornado drill or another event. I'm trying to think of another event off the top of my head, but you got my point. So I do think that they should probably institute a security team, 20 men, 5 groups of 5, and they just have very clear directions on what to do in every event under the book. And our head of security is a fanatic about this. Again, we have a very big security team book that goes over every possible scenario that we can imagine, short of like an asteroid. I don't think we have an asteroid plan, but everything else, we got a wild animal plan. we got a lot of things, lost child plan, so forth and so on, like that fire, of course. And I think it would be good because just looking at this, it gives that they don't really have a clear what to do. Now, of course, you got children, and that adds a level of complexity to it that you can't, you just can't with kids. So no shame, anything like that. But like all of there's no audio, by the way. We don't have a barbecue runs out at the lunch gather. We've been pretty good. We whenever we've had lunches and our barbecues and our such like that, they stay pretty well stocked. At least till everybody's been properly filled. So usually by the third setting, we might be, the barbarians might come to the gate, but everybody else is satiated. So yeah, just I would love to know. Uh, I would love to know. Okay, what does this room look like? What is the floor plan? I don't. There's a reason why you probably shouldn't have it, but I would love to know what the floor plan is. Like, where's the back that they're sending these people to? Where's that going? And do they have a very clear escape route, escape plan for their parishioners? I think that would be good. Again, I don't know if they do. I'm not saying I got it all locked down. I know exactly what their problem is by any means. Shout out to Deacon Dan or Deacon John who hit that guy and ran him over. Shout out. That's still hilarious to me. I don't care what y'all say. I do not care. That is hilarious that he ran him over. He said, "Look, I'm putting your head to bed right now," and ran him over. You can't be mad at that. You cannot be mad at that. He might have had mental health issues. It's very possible. All right. I don't see any others. I think that's the most up to date that we have at this moment about what's going on in about 30 minutes, give or take. They're supposed to have a press conference on it. The mayor of Wayne, Michigan had something to say. I just want to know how y'all run that man over. That's all I want to know, man. That's crazy. Yeah, we living in some wild. It's an evil world we living in, y'all. It's an evil world we living in, but to God be the glory. Good gracious. Yeah, I don't see anything else about that, but I'm sure there'll be some more. Of course, there'll be more as time goes on. Let's is this the mayor? I think this, I don't know who the mayor is. Here, let's bring this in. We'll look at it because did I do it right? I did. Why is it not popping up? Because I'm struggle streaming over here, y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. There we go. Let's go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
It's Wendy Bowden, Bodin.
All right, Wendy. So what did you see? You were in the sanctuary earlier, right?
Yes. The VBS kids were up on stage giving their little songs that they learned, and I had to use the restroom, and I was on my cell phone because my granddaughter called me. She was supposed to be there today, and I went out in this lobby, and I was by the front of the building where the glass is, and I saw a man on the ground, but I heard a big boom, and I thought he got hit or crashed his car or was hurt. And another lady said, she said, oh my, and then she pointed to me and said, call 911. So I started to, and I started hearing pop, 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 pop. And I just booked it to the bathroom, and I hid with another parishioner, and we heard footsteps running and a lot of gunshots, and we just stayed there until everything was quiet. And then we got out of the building and went out into the woods where everybody was gathered.
Wendy, what went through your mind as you were thinking?
It was the scariest thing I've ever been involved in. I was hiding in one of the bathrooms. I stood on the toilet and shut the door. Nobody else was in there but me and Tish, and we were just praying, and we didn't know what was going on, but we knew it was bad. And hearing all the gunshots and just praying that everybody was safe. We were just scared. We were very scared.
I watched a live stream earlier of today's worship service. It looked like when the teacher was aware what was going on with the kids, it's like they went in this orderly, line. It's like they had practiced a drill before.
Yes, our security team is very trained.
Shout out to the security team.
They know protocol, and as do the leaders, especially the leader of all the kids programs. And fortunately, they got everyone out of the building safe. No one was hurt. We did have one man, parishioner, got shot in the leg, but he's okay, from what I've been told. So, praise God.
Okay. If you could look over here at me, you're good?
I think we were all rolling on that.
Oh yeah, no, I wanted to ask a question, that's all. Okay. So I'm wondering, we hear about these shootings all the time, but did you ever think something like this would happen at your church?
No, never. I mean, yes, my husband actually used to be on the security team, and he was trained as well. And I always took it like, oh, do they really need it? But you hear of things like that happening, but you never think it's going to happen to your own church. And it did. So thank God for the security,
Shout out to the security team.
And when those shots rang out, can you kind of bring us into that moment? What was that like?
It was super scary because I knew there was a shooter at that point. I knew it wasn't a hurt maintenance man or a car accident. And it was like, it's unreal. It's surreal. Like, you can't process it. It's just, you're just praying that you're going to be safe and your loved ones are safe.
And obviously, I mean, you're a churchgoer, you're praying right now. How are you using your faith to kind of get through something like this?
It's everything. It's everything. I heard Tish in the bed stall next to me praying, saying, Lord, please protect everyone. And it's just everything. The Lord did watch over us and keep us safe. Thank God. We actually had an outdoor service last Sunday because it was Father's Day, and the sanctuary had to be cleared out. We're kind of wondering if the gunman thought we were going to be outside again. I don't know, but if that would have been the case, it would have been a different story, I think. So thank God we were indoors, and he didn't, from what I've been told, he didn't get in the building. So that was also another answered prayer.
Now, the last question I think I have, that man with his truck who saw the
Shout out to
shooter
Deacon
and ran him
John.
over. Do you know that person?
Yes, he's part of our security. He's actually one of the elders of our church. From what I've been told, I don't know the facts, I haven't talked to him, but he saw the gun and he saw the man trying to either get in the building or shoot through the building, and he acted with whatever he could
Shout out
do
to
to stop him.
Deacon John.
Wendy, the way it's been told to me, it sounds like the two armed securities engaged with the shooter. One of them got shot in the leg, returned fire, and the other security guard apparently got in a vehicle and then ran over the suspect allegedly.
I don't know. I just
I like the
know
way she
the
said
guy
that.
that got shot. I don't think he's on security. He is an elder of our church. I'm not sure about that. And as far as the other security guys, I don't know who acted, but I do know that there was shots fired. I don't know who was firing. I just heard shots fired. So,
Or who got in that vehicle?
yeah, I know the person that was driving the vehicle, but I don't know how it all. I was in the bathroom, so
Right.
I can't speak for him.
In all those kids, what did you kind of see their reaction? There's a lot. Is that normal for all those kids to be there?
No. Well, most of the kids that are in VBS probably are belong there, but there are a lot that come that don't belong to our church. I don't know how many new people were there, but yeah, the kids were definitely shooken up, and I'm pretty sure I saw a lot of them crying, and
Why would you not be?
pretty traumatized, I
Yeah.
would say. So
Thank you so much for speaking with us. I know it's a hard thing.
How many people would you say?
Oh, real quick. Okay, so got a text message. The chaos that we saw with them leaving out and it didn't look orderly to us, but it really was orderly. So shout out to the security team. They do have a plan. So I want to make sure I say that correctly. They do have a plan. So it wasn't chaos or running around with their hair on fire. They actually did know what they were doing. So shout out to them. And shout out to the deacons and elders being properly prepared. They said, look, man, we got this thing on our hip. We got Jesus in our heart. One way or another, you're going to meet the Lord. So shout out to them. All right, let's go.
They were in there.
well, we had over 100 kids, I thought they said, attend VBS. Not all of them were there, obviously. So I'm not sure.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you already say and spell your name for us? I can't.
It's Wendy Bowden, Bodin. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And can you give me your first and last name? Can you spell it out for me?
Renee Hughes, ReneHughes.
Okay, so talk to me. We're waiting right now. You're waiting to talk to your family. They're over on the other side of this fence. They were at church today.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Well, my mom goes here to this church, and they have Vacation Bible School last week. So the kids were doing a program. So my nephew, his wife, and kids are here, and there's a bunch of my family here, and my mom.
Why were you there,
So
Renee?
you live in this area as well.
Yeah.
And what did you hear the gunshots? What kind of happened?
No, I just heard all the sirens, and then my daughter called me, and that's really it. I didn't hear. I just heard tons of sirens.
Okay, and when your daughter called, what did she say?
She just said Olivia texted her, which is my cousin's daughter, and asked if my mom was okay, and told her what happened. So I jumped up out of bed, walked up here.
And at this point, you're just waiting to see them, calm them down, and just give them a hug.
Yeah.
They're okay, but just to embrace them.
Yeah, it's scary, very scary. I'm glad the front doors were locked of the church. So
Yeah. And you were telling me too that supposedly there's this truck involved, and the person that was driving that truck that tried to stop this suspect.
yeah, it's my cousin's husband.
Oh
From
my
what I
gosh.
understand, that he hit him, and there was a security guard there, armed security guard there, that took him out. This is from what I understand. I mean, obviously I'm going by what I was told, but
Yeah. And I think last question for you, what's this all like for you? I mean, this is your neighborhood, your family's over there, and there's this scary situation unfolding. What's this like?
it's very scary. I'm glad the front doors were locked. Why would somebody go to a church? It just, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm sure everybody's trying to figure that out. Why? I mean, I don't know if the person went goes to that church or where they're from, but scary, very scary.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just glad everybody's okay.
Thank you so much,
When
Renee.
you first got that message, what was going through your head?
I jumped up out of bed and started calling my family and called my brother and, just called my family.
What
And
were you thinking?
just, I was kind of freaking out. Then my first instinct was to walk up here because I'm right around the corner. I mean, I figured they probably wouldn't let anyone through, but just to be here when they are able to come through.
And at that point, I mean,
You're
you
supposed to
kind of
be in
thinking the
church, Renee.
worst in that. You hear shots fired, like my family's in there.
Yeah, they shot at the door because they couldn't get in. I mean, I'm just glad the door was locked.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Renee.
man. Thanks for talking.
No, you're good. I hope they let you see your family soon.
We appreciate you. Won't take long.
Who's that?
All right. You want
Who is you?
hold this stick mic?
Yeah.
Or, thank you. We can hold it for you. Yeah. Thank you. And then just make sure you look at the center camera. Yeah, look at the camera.
Can you just give us your first and last name? Can you spell it out?
Okay, it's John Racy, JOHNRHAESA,
Okay. And Mayor.
Mayor of the City of Wayne.
Okay. So you got this call, something pretty tragic over here. What are you guys doing right now?
We're just trying to get everybody to a safe place and working on securing the church at this moment.
Okay. And obviously, we're going to get details from police, but when you
Yes.
got this phone call that this happened in your community, what was your reaction?
Just horrible, just devastating. This stuff shouldn't happen. It's just a horrible, horrible day. Thank God it's turning out better than it could have.
Okay. And what do you want your community to know?
That that the people in the church are safe. So, and things are under control. We have amazing first responders that have done an outstanding job today.
Okay. Anything else?
Just thank you for being out here and just pray for everybody in the church and dealing with what they had to deal with.
Okay, shout out. But hey, let's shout out Deacon John and the F-150. Come on now. Let's not minimize Deacon John. And the
This week's
F-150.
warrant.
Come on now. All right, so that was an update on that. What happened in Michigan today. Wayne, Michigan, if you just jumped in, outside of Detroit, they had a possible person wanting to cause harm to the church, but a security guard interfered and a deacon or elder driving his truck neutralized the threat, and now he is in his eternal judgment. So shout out to them, man. Yeah, all I would be able to do as well, unless I'm on security, then I have to do other things. But thank y'all so much for jumping in. That was good. Hopefully it was informative. We started out talking about the church attack in Damascus, which was horrible, very tragic event. A gentleman came in and detonated a suicide bomb in the church. About 20 people passed away, 53 or so have been injured. And then, of course, we just heard about what happened here in Wayne, Michigan. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and he was neutralized. The only person who was hurt was that man, and that's because he got hit by Deacon John's F-150, and Quick Draw McGraw finished the job off for him. So shout out to that. And at 6 o'clock, they're supposed to have a press conference about it. So I need to actually make sure I have that queued up and make sure we're ready. 'Cause I wouldn't mind hearing what they say. And it says it's supposed to be at 6 o'clock. It's going to probably be whenever o'clock. I'm just looking to see. Benny has talked about it. I might have to pull up Benny real quick. Yeah, see, Benny Johnson's talking about it. It looks like it's pretty short. So let's just pull Benny in. And well, I thought I had Benny. Sorry about that. All right. What did you say, Mr. Benny? What you got here? All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's about 9 minutes. That'll give us a good little run up to the time of the press conference. So let's bring Brother Benny up in here. Benny Johnson. Shout out to Benny. All right. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear my loves. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Benny. A horrifying story on this dark Sunday with a sliver of light and a silver lining, perhaps a miracle witnessed today. The persecution of Christians. Christians remain the single most persecuted religion on earth. That's an absolute matter of fact. There are genocides that are ongoing right now against Christians all around the globe. You never hear about them. Nobody ever wants to talk about them. And maybe we should start asking why. When you search persecutions of Christians on Wikipedia, hardly a far right or Christian-friendly site, you'll have to, well, break your fingers off scrolling, as I am right now. And you can see the cursor. I'm not even halfway through the amount of Christian persecution that has been cataloged throughout the ages. It stretches on and on and on and on into the modern day. It's just a matter of absolute fact that Christianity is often hunted and targeted by darkness. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the case in Michigan, where an active shooter tried to mass slaughter a bunch of children inside of the church itself. You can see here that there's a Bible camp going on here in Wayne, Michigan.
Building.
Cross Point Church is the name of the church. Ladies and gentlemen, the video is chilling, but there's a miracle hidden within the horror. Horrific footage of the church's service live stream showed the moments that frantic families started running for their lives when an active shooter opened fire. Cross Point Church in Wayne, Michigan, was hosting its Sunday morning mass when the suspect, described by police as a white man, 31, suddenly rammed into the building and started shooting bullets at terrified congregation inside. Deputy Chief Finley Carter III of the Michigan's police department said the suspect identity wasn't being released at the time. They were still investigating the motive. The department confirmed unnamed suspect was killed on the scene by a church's security guard. One victim was shot in the leg. So, and this is remarkable, by the way. This is an article that has not been updated. The story of this is that a individual walked in with a semi-auto and decided to start firing. And he was immediately confronted by a member of the congregation who was armed. He was killed before he was able to do any, take any lives.
Neutralized.
And then he was run over.
Neutralized.
The ramming happened from a congregation member. One of the deacons of the church got in his F-150 and ran over the shooter. Freaking unbelievable.
Neutral.
Here's the moment, ladies and gentlemen, where chaos broke out in the church itself. Plenty of children there in what looks like on stage to be some type of Bible
Everybody
camp.
come to the back. Come to the back, John. They gotta come. They
And
gotta come. Come on.
so this would have been obviously easy targets for this monster were it not for divine
I don't
providence
think it's a good idea.
and security.
Come on, there.
The smashing of the vehicle and the armed guard protecting the children, the hand of God, I think you could argue here. Spokesperson for the police department said that no one was killed in this attack, but there were some injuries and some people are at the hospital getting attended to, but nothing is life-threatening. Shooting occurred around 11:15 a.m., half an hour after the service had begun. Deputy Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigations, Dan Bongino, shared a statement on X saying that they were on the ground, the FBI was on the ground providing assistance and investigative support to Wayne County. One of the church's senior pastors, Bobby Kelly Jr., told the Detroit News that a member ran the shooter over, giving the security guard a chance to shoot them. This is what we're talking about here. Okay, so it has been updated. The original report was that the shooter rammed their vehicle into the congregation, into the building, but it was actually a member of the church that ran over the shooter with his truck He, the suspect, was run over by one of our members who saw what was happening when he was coming into the church, the pastor said. He added that there were around 150 people there in attendance for the Vacation Bible School service. Many of the attendees were children. The pastor said the congregation initially heard noises outside and they thought it was from construction. He said the church decided to hire a security team over a decade ago in response to accelerated violence against places of worship. Oh, that's awful. Well, the children, of course, are sitting ducks without protection. The congregation's leadership is planning a meeting to put together a plan for dealing with the tragedy's aftermath. When asked about the children who witnessed the tragic event, he said they were doing good, that the congregation was coming together to support one another. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Church security guards shot and killed the attacker. Church member ran over the suspect with a truck to stop the threat. One person, the security guard, was shot in the leg, but no other injuries. Reported the church was filled with worshipers when the shooting started. Heroic action that saved lives. Let's hope the wounded guard makes a full and total recovery. Amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Security guard outside of Fort Wayne took down a crazed gunman. A churchgoer ran him over with a Ford F-150. Roughly 150 people, including kids, were in the church when it happened. You can see it inside of the church in this horrifying video that's all over my timeline. Many children were present. Christianity is under attack. Anybody saying otherwise is lying. The assailant was killed. Thank God. Attacker in Wayne, Michigan, rammed his truck. See, this is out of date. But anyway, the point is that he was shot and killed. Stay vigilant, stay armed, and pray. Pray. This is what the sweet and humble church looks like there in Michigan. Oh, it just like breaks your heart looking at it and thinking about how bad things could have gotten were it not for this church having a guard and having people with their head on a swivel, right? Security guard fatally shot the suspect. At least one person is injured. Goodness. And here's Bongino saying that they are on the ground. If there's a manifesto, make sure Gretchen Whitmer doesn't get her hands on it. It'll disappear. That's right. God bless the church deacon who ran over the would-be mass shooter. The church security guard was shot in the leg. Pray for recovery. Pray for the Lord's discernment and quick action. Gosh, that would have been a horrible, horrible tragedy. God bless these F-150 drivers. Unfortunately, not the case in Syria. Horrifying, a Muslim terrorist blew himself up in a church during Sunday Mass in Damascus, Syria. 25 people are dead, 80 hospitalized, including 30 in critical condition. Pray for Syrian Christians. Oh, it's terrible. Look at this. Oh, it's so awful. So this is one that didn't get stopped. This all happened within an hour of each other. Suicide bomber just blew himself up in a church in Syria. Dozens killed. Syrian Interior Ministry says ISIS linked group plotted this. Ladies and gentlemen, pray for Christians around the world. Pray for the safety of our religion. Pray for God's hand of protection. What happened in Michigan could have been just like what happened in Syria. Could have had the exact same effects or worse. Pray for the faithful all around the world in the single most targeted, oppressed, and demonically attacked religion on earth, which is Christianity. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday, and so get down on your knees and pray for God's guidance right now in this country. There's so much going on. And in these moments, you just gotta lock in and know that God is in control. It's your boy, Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.
Grace and peace, Benny. Thank you, man. That was a good summary. Thank you, sir. All right. So if you just jumped in, we were looking at the potential, the thwarted, neutralized attack on a church in Michigan, as well as what happened in Damascus. I probably should check X and see if they've got any new updates on that. Let's just look real quick. I'm looking for the news, where the newscast is going to be. Oh. All right. I was looking to see where the news press conference was going to be. So let me grab that first and then and have that set up. Well, thank y'all so much for jumping in with us. I just thought it was really interesting that this happened today. Um, oh, okay, they're ready for the presser already. Let me pull this in just in case. Because they look like they are ready for it. They already got it set up. All right, and then I'll jump over to X. Okay. Real quick, green hearts in the chat that you can hear. I'm gonna mute it, but just want to make sure you can at least hear it. If you could green heart and let me know that, that'd be great. All right, let's see. All right, just checking real quick. All right, I'm looking very quickly to see if we can get any new X updates on Twitter. All right. All right, so I can. So, just a little side note. Okay, side note. I'm gonna do a quick jump over. Make sure I got that still. Okay, I got it still queued up. Okay. In Chicago, that they've been having a bear of a time. I did a video talking about the curfew that they're trying to institute. Well, this alderwoman is speaking against the curfew, and I just want y'all to hear this. I just want you to hear what the problem is and what she thinks the solution should be. It's a quick video, and then we'll jump back over there to hopefully it'll be ready for Wayne, Michigan. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
13. Those young people today are the 2025 Illinois high school champions. That's what we do to our young people. Is that what we're going to continue to do? The top cop, Superintendent Snelling, says this is not a tool he will use to harm our young people. What happened to the young people that we actually locked up and their families can't pay the fee? Nobody is able to answer those questions. At the end of the day, the city of Chicago needs to do what it does not do, which is listen. We need to listen. Young people are saying, think about this. I represent a ward that is adjacent to the Obama Presidential Center. I don't have a bowling alley. I don't have a Chuck E. Cheese. I have nothing for young people to do. And so they want to come downtown. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't come downtown because I had what I needed in the community. We know this system has taken that away. And so why allow this system to put a curfew, which does anybody know that we already got a curfew? So we're going to do another one. So the mayor doesn't agree with it, and nor does the top cop, and we'll continue to do it. And so when these lawsuits come, I'm going to vote yes for these lawsuits. I'm going to pay these people what they owe. Yes, we broke. Yeah, we don't got it. But if you're going to continue to do things that harm our young people, y'all talking about this our future? This is what y'all think of our future? We're going to lock them up? Because we know that the young people y'all going to look like me. That's who y'all going to lock up. Y'all going to look past other folks that don't. Right. And we're not even going to talk about the young people who are starting this. They ain't even young people. It's some old man that live in the suburbs who is keeping this up. Arrest his ass. Put him in jail. Leave our young people alone. We've made it clear. I am voting no. Anybody that votes yes, remember, y'all about to be able to vote. Y'all 17 and 18 years old, vote their ass out off. have the day y'all deserve.
All right. So y'all know Chicago's is having a rough go at it. And why, for the life of me, I cannot understand why you would want your child. They do have a curfew already. Yes, they already have a curfew. They clearly don't adhere to it because the new curfew that they were referring to just kind of overlaps this one. And I don't understand why. Well, I do think I understand why Chicago wants to be a failed state. But even more than that, why are these parents allowing their kids to be outside in these streets this late at night? Why is that? Just because you're a bowling alley and Chuck E. Cheese? Come on, for real? That's what's gonna fix the problem? Bowling alleys and Chuck E. Cheese? Get out of here, man. You insane. Man, that is just outright insanity. We need to hold these parents accountable and say, your children, you need to keep your kids in. If your child does not have a job or have a good, valid reason to be out in these streets, why are they out? Because all it's going to do, all I believe is going to happen, is Brandon Johnson is setting it up so that you have these children out in the streets. You got people out here protesting ICE and doing everything like that. And somehow or another, because people get deleted in Chicago all the time. They don't even report it like they used to. But there's going to be an instance where a child is out in the streets at one of these youth takeovers, teen takeovers, whatnot like that. And somebody's going to do something to neutralize them. And then everything's going to hit the fan. Everybody's going to become an activist. NAACP, Rainbow Push, BLM this. Everybody's going to come out of the woodwork because some child got deleted. Some child got neutralized during one of these little ignorant teen takeovers. And that's what's going to end up happening. And they're going to want you to be marching and wearing t-shirts when I'm asking the question now, why y'all allow y'all kids to be out in the streets like that? There's so much time of the day. Why are they out at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning? Why is that? What good happens? What good happens from your kids being out that late at night? For the life of me, I don't understand it. I just feel like they just want to be failed. And they'll find somebody to keep caping for this argument, keep pushing for it, and just allow. And I do think that's what Brandon Johnson's hoping for, is that, in my opinion, is that something will pop off, some child will get deleted, some teen will get neutralized, and then they'll be able to raise all the cane they want to do. They have Chicago Fire 2.0, the next great Chicago Fire. That's what I think is going to happen. Because it's just sitting on a powder keg of insanity. So okay, so apparently they've raided. Do y'all remember we were doing a daily Pookie update on the escaped Pookies? Well, it appears that they've raided Brother Grove's home, parents' home, or family members' home, please forgive me. And let's see what happened over there. I'm trying to find the article. I'm trying to get caught up in something, so I know that they'll start this thing as soon as we get caught up in. Here we go.
And good evening, everyone.
Everybody's here.
Again, like
Green
I said earlier,
hearts in the chat. You can
so
hear
much for your patience and your time. I know this has been a very warm day to have to cover this type of violent and tragic event. I am Deputy Chief Carter. First name is Finley. Last name is Carter. I am the Public Information Officer for the City of Wayne Police Department. Today, I have Chief Strong from our agency who will be briefing you and updating you with all of the information that we have up to this time. I would ask if you could just silence your cell phones or anything of that nature that could be disturbing during this time. Sir.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Carter. I'd just like to echo, I appreciate everybody's patience. I know you've been waiting for quite a while. I'm Chief Strong. My first name is Ryan. Last name is Strong, Strong. So I'm going to give a brief statement, and I'd be happy to take any questions at the end. At 11:06 a.m., the Wayne Police Department received multiple 911 calls regarding an active shooter at Crosspoint Church, 36125 Glenwood. Crosspoint Church is a large church located on the north border of Wayne. Officers arrived and determined that the suspect arrived at the church and began to drive recklessly, drawing the attention of church staff members. The suspect exited his vehicle wearing a tactical vest, armed with a long gun and a handgun. He approached the church building and began firing his weapon. Several staff members from the church approached the gunman. A parishioner struck the gunman with his vehicle as the gunman shot the vehicle repeatedly. At least 2 staff members shot the gunman, causing fatal wounds. 1 staff member was shot once in the leg by the suspect. The church staff members do not wish to be identified at this point. The Wayne Police Department is still investigating this incident with the assistance of multiple local, state, and federal partners. We are grateful for the heroic actions of the church's staff members, who undoubtedly saved many lives and prevented a large-scale mass shooting. I would add that the church parishioners and staff members were trained in responding to emergency situations, which also saved lives. The gunman is a 31-year-old white male from Romulus. His motivations are unknown, but at this point, it appears he was suffering from a mental health crisis. That's the end of my statement. I'd be happy to take any questions.
What makes you, what evidence do you have that he was suffering from a mental health crisis?
Just some preliminary interviews we conducted on scene.
So you believe it was his intention to commit a mass shooting?
Yes.
What did he have to do with this church? Is he familiar with this?
We're not aware of any connection at this time.
So why this church?
We do not know.
So you don't believe he was a disgruntled former member?
We have no information to that effect.
And he wasn't able to actually get inside the church?
That's correct. All of the events I described occurred outside the church building.
Was he 10 feet from the entrance or being able to access the church?
It was quite close to the church, but I can't speak to the 10 feet.
What kind of, did he have any past interactions with police on record?
Our interactions with him in the past were quite limited, but nothing of note.
Can you talk about the weapons and how much ammunition he had?
No, I don't have any further information this time other than it was a long gun and a handgun.
I'm sorry, sir.
A long gun, such as a rifle and a handgun.
What kind of prior criminal history does he have?
I'm not aware of any.
I know there's been talk, and I don't know if you've heard about this, is that he was posting photos of the church with ramblings about Christianity. Have you heard anything about that?
I've heard rumblings about that as well, but we're in the early stages of our investigation, and we're not prepared to identify him at this point either.
Did it seem like he had any other accomplice or anyone else helping him?
We have no information that anyone else was involved. I feel pretty confident that he was alone.
So he never physically got in the church, right?
Correct. He never entered the church.
And the person who was shot in the leg, that was a security guard?
He was a church staff member.
So he was outside?
Correct.
And he was shot by the suspect, the gunman?
So there were 3 to 4 church staff members. One of them was shot.
By
the suspect.
Was the staff member who got shot one of the 2 men or people who shot the suspect?
I do not believe so.
Do you have any indication that this might be an obvious question, but how pre-planned or if this was pre-planned?
I don't have too much information other than he arrived wearing a tactical vest and 2 guns.
2 guns, so one was a long gun and one was a handgun.
Yes.
And this happened about 11:01 a.m.
Our first call was 11:06.
What kind of vehicle was he driving?
I do not know.
The security guard that was shot, are they still in the hospital tonight?
Yes, security guard is awaiting surgery, but his injuries are not life-threatening. Okay, well, I appreciate everyone's time.
I have one question.
Sure.
Are you aware that there is a male whose name is being put around on social media?
I am aware. I don't intend to publicly speak the suspect's name. We'll certainly share with the media the name of the suspect via an email update. If everyone wants to sign in on their way out, we'll certainly provide that, most likely within 24 hours.
Can you just talk about the concerted effort from so many different agencies agencies, who all was out there?
I would just say we were overwhelmed with support from state, local, and federal agencies. Folks are still helping us and answer normal calls for service because we're so overwhelmed. So just from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And again, just one more thank you to the church staff members. I'm telling you right now, their actions prevented dozens of people from being murdered today. So thank
Shout
you
out
for
to
your time. Make sure
Deacon
to sign
John.
out so we can get you any updates. Thank you.
So real quick, just I want to reiterate what Chief Strong has discussed regarding the media sign-in sheet that I have placed on the back table here. I've also included my business card with that, and that has my direct contact information. It is best to email me with any additional questions that I may be able to provide to you. At this point, I will be able to share direct responses as it pertains to the suspect in this case once you reach out to me and when it's readily available. Thank you for your time, guys. Appreciate it.
Do you all have a written press release?
I'll be providing one.
How do we do this?
Yes, ma'am.
Email you?
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna email us to the media?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
So we have to just put our email, Chief Deputy.
Thank you. I'm Summer with the news. Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. No problem at all. Like I said, if you could just sign in, that is hopeful to me. Take my business card, shoot your email, because everybody has your media outlet. I typically will go directly.
I kind of want to hear what they're saying as they shut down.
I normally share my press releases. That's normally what I do. But if you send me one specifically, I will respond back to you directly with it.
So for that sign-in sheet, do you want the email for the sign-in test, or do you want personal?
I have the sign-in test. I have the testing.
Okay, so shout out to them. All right, that is the end of the presser. What y'all think? Give me your feedback real quick before we get out of here. Give me your feedback. What'd you think about that presser? Elder John said, look, we ain't playing no games up in here. Elder Jones, I'm sorry. I think it's Deacon John hit him with his truck, though. That's crazy, man. That is absolutely bonkers. Y'all pray for them. But thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I appreciate you. Mom, Dear World Christian, has shot me a message, needs some help with something. So I'm gonna go help her out. Everybody, thank you so much for rocking with us. Please have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. Go check out a video or 12. See what we got going on over here at Dear World Christian. I definitely looking forward to rock with y'all again real soon. So until then, everybody, grace and peace. Take care. See you soon.